collector, which is really cool. And so when I'm doing things, I often call him or email him, and he sends me recordings of people that are maybe more unique and interesting. And it's fun. I'm one of those singers who listens. I don't think, I've heard other people talk about how they don't listen to recordings, and I understand that because it's very easy to be imitative, and I can do that too. But I think we are museum keepers, and we need to know the trajectory of styles because they change a lot. Bel canto style has changed a lot. Handel, my gosh, Handel style has changed so much in the last 20 years even, with regard to our research and what people have unearthed about how performance practices were and ornamentation. So I think I like to really listen to a lot of stuff. But for pretty much all the repertoire I'm singing now, and sadly, I'm going to say Callas. And sadly, this year I sang Roberto Devereux, and I was really bummed because there's no Callas recording of that. And I think she just would have been stunning in the part, but she never did it. So I listened to everyone else, but wow, she's just the Bible. You know, if you really want to know what's going on the page, you can almost just close your eyes and listen. Go, oh, there's a diminuendo there. Oh, there's an accent there. I don't know how the women did it, but it's brilliant. So.
I want to talk specifically then about something Callas said to Caballé when she was approaching the role, and that is there are 2 points in Norma. If you can do this role, then you can sing Norma. And at the time, Caballé said, well, there are more difficult points to this work. And then after 100 performances, she realized that if you can sing these 2 points in Norma, then you can be Norma. Now, in our previous interview, you indicated 2 points that you were wary of in Norma. That I remember when you were telling me the first time, I thought, well, those don't seem like, but maybe, what were those 2 points?
I can't even remember what I said to you, but I'm very curious about this Callas Caballé comment because I don't know it. Tell me what she said. I have to know.
She didn't say. No one knows. And so when you came out with those 2 points, it was, I thought, these are the 2 points. Finally, they've been revealed. Now, I think there was one in Miaman, Elfine to say, I think that was one of them for you. And perhaps, I don't remember what they were. All right, you're not giving it up the second time. I know what's going on.
Wow, well, because we didn't go into depth because I didn't realize that this wasn't revealed. That's so like Sphinx-like of her. Gosh, well, I think I've already said.
For yourself, there are 2 points.
That entrance aria is huge. I think to be able to expressively convey the myriad of emotions in that very difficult entrance area, that's huge. For me, that is huge. And I might have said in Miaman only, not vocally, because it's one of the easiest things to sing, but there's so much in that in terms of their relationship, because I think that is it's almost begging. It seems the opposite. It seems like, I think most people sing, or I've heard it sung many times, I have all the power here, mister, and this is what we're going to do. And I completely disagree. I think that moment is when she is so sad and broken and saying, please, please, please tell me you won't Seattle Giza anymore. At least give me that. Throw me that bone. I know you're not in love with me anymore, but at least let me save your life. I think she loves him to the core of her being. And then I have to say, I think the final ensemble, wow, after that whole, and it's so stunning, and the only reason, after that whole night, I should finish that sentence, after that whole night of, wow, all the incredible music and endurance test, then you have to sing, not once, but twice, you have to sing that huge line over the ensemble chorus. And I am not one to get tired. Honestly, I'm knocking wood as I say that. I'm not. I am so fortunate in that way. But even I have been known to be like, wow, okay, here we are in the final moment. And yet, there's so much impetus there dramatically that it's never been an issue for me. But that is a difficult thing. It sits high, all in sharp keys, and to like, nail some of that soaring stuff. Whew, it's the end of the night for sure. It's tiring at the very least.
Well, the end of the night for sure. I like that. Now, your husband Braden coaches you and has for many years. Does he have any opinions on Norma with you? I'm curious about that.
Oh, does my husband? I should call him in here. Does he have opinions? My husband Braden is actually my technique teacher. He's a coach as well, but he's a brilliant technique teacher. I have learned to sing from him, period. And he is such a help to me. But like they say, whenever I tell people I study voice with my husband, they're like, oh my God, that's like teaching your wife to drive. I'm like, totally. It's really, it definitely has its highs and lows. But he has huge opinions. And what's wonderful about this is he usually comes to join me. When he comes to join me, it's usually during Tech Week. Because by then, we've got the whole thing staged. I've got the character, the plan of what I've agreed to in this particular production with this director. Because, see, I think that I think most artists would say every single one is different. I've never done it with these people, perhaps in this place with this director. Even if you do a tour, you've never done it in this space. The tiniest variables make all the difference in our art form. I was watching the U.S. Open last night. My husband and I are huge tennis fans. And John McEnroe, a god of announcers, was talking about how the players at the U.S. Open, some of them don't like the balls they use there. Because they're light and they're small, and sometimes the balls in other majors, they fluff up in the humidity, not these. They're a certain type, and they don't like it, blah, blah, blah. And I turned to Brenda and I was like, okay, can you believe that? I mean, they're all like freaking out. He said, well, it's like our field, the smallest thing. And we completely had a long conversation and agreed about it. Oh, it's a little bit dry right here in the theater. Oh, when the lights are on me here. Oh, what I ate. Oh, the orchestra there. If I have to wear my costume this way. The smallest variables can change everything, for good or ill. So when he comes, he usually sees me do a piano dress. And then, because he knows me so well, we don't ever change any concept of anything. I believe that the director is sacred, and what we agree to is what the plan will be executed. But what he can do for me is he knows how I think. And he can say, now wait, Brenda, what if you thought this instead of this here? We're not changing any staging, we're not changing any intent, but what if she's this? What if she's that? And sometimes it's just a question of having really good conversations within the constraints of this particular production. Within what we've already decided to do. What if she's this? Well, what if here she's more princess and woman? Then all those things, they just basically give me a little zip, a little energy, electricity, things to think about. Because for me, I always have to be thinking. I think if you're not, things can take you in a wrong direction. You have to be the master. When I give master classes, I always tell the kids, your voice